Well, everything's loose here and we're getting all broke free. And look at that guy. Look at that guy right there. He's all rusty and nasty. Let's hook you up right here. Hopefully I'm not in the way. I'm sure I'll probably get in the way. But I don't know. Shoot, we're rocking back and forth. Get that thing off, man. Oh, get out. Oh, this hoe does not want to come off. I mean, at least it's turning some, right? Okay. There we go. Get off there. Okay. Yeah. Get him off there. Ooh. Ooh, Lord. This hose will get replaced, even though it doesn't look, it's not too bad, but it'll get replaced. So basically, they're saying not to hook up to here, like those bolts are undone down there. So I can start lifting it up. But like I told you, I couldn't really see a good place to, other than up in front here. There's these two holes right here, right in here. Now if I'm supposed to hook to those on the frame, you know, I probably could. So that's what I'll do, is I'll get a I'm gonna get a ratchet strap, hook around there and grab to those, probably maybe one on each side. I don't really want that much crap on here when I do this, because when I lift it, I don't want to sit there and have to, you know, deal with all that kind of, that's a lot of stuff. Let's see if we can get this off here. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, that's off. Oh, this hose don't look too bad, to be honest with you, but we'll probably try to get a chunk if we can. The only problem is it's hard to find pieces this big anywhere around here, because nobody seems to carry this shit. This might be a dealership thing, but then you go to a dealership and they say, no, we got to order it. Look, I don't have time for you to order it. I kind of need the stuff now, if you know what I mean. So we'll, that's all gross, so that is all gross in there. We'll see what we can do. I know I can get this somewhere. You know, this ain't a big deal, this hose. But looks like everything's drained out enough to now to where we should be able to pop this thing. But except I got to get down there and get the one off the bottom. Like I was talking about, I don't want that one on the bottom. So we'll see. We will see.
On the show, on the Fabricating YouTube channel.
Alright folks, we're back. Just had my lunch break and stuff. The wife out here and dog. The Cushman backed up right here to the truck, so that way we can, once we get this up, we can just kind of spin it and hopefully just slide it in here. We want to just be able to slide it in here and take it away, since it's got this frame and everything. Actually, we'll want to drop it that way because it's got this stupid ass fan shroud on here, because we don't want to slide it in that way because we end up snapping it. But we've got 4 bolts down there, so I'll try to use that and maneuver it around. We'll see if we can do this. Hopefully we've got enough room here to do this. I don't know, maybe this might need to come up a little bit higher, because I'm not sure if that is going to work the way I want it to, because that just doesn't seem like enough room to get that up from what it is down there. Now 2%, we got it. We got him. Woo! We got him. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Shakalaka, shakalaka. Shakalaka, shaka, whoop, there it is. Well, she's in the back of the cush, man. Man, got that old wife out, man. She helped me pretty good. Yeah, inspecting this. Can't even tell. It don't look like it's coming from anywhere in here. So it's got to be coming from in here when it's leaking, you know what I mean? In this region. I don't know. And now the fun part is taking this all apart. And, you know, all these bolts. Now I'm debating on whether to pull this thing out. And I've got a nice fancy crate over there that the one came on that it's actually going to go to. And I could pull it out and set it up against that. But it's super heavy, so I'll probably pull this tank off first. Undo all that stuff. And maybe I'll mark shit with a paint marker. That way I know which way it goes, you know what I mean? Like, boom, put a paint marker there and boom, right down the side like that. That way I know what's going on when I go back to hook everything up. Because that could be kindly confusing if I go and take everything apart and then don't remember how to put it back together. Which I'll probably put it all back together as soon as I take it apart, because I don't necessarily want to be fucking around with it off for too long, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we've got blowout all over the place. Yep. So we'll see, I guess. It'll be interesting to do. Probably run out of battery. Should probably get some lube on these guys so they can start sitting. And then we'll check her out. I don't think there's anything wrong with this besides it being dirty on the inside. I mean, the bottom looked horrendous when I was looking in there. Other than that, it don't look too bad, but it's going to get replaced because why not? And then if it's still good, maybe I'll just put it up on the old face-based marketplace or some shit like that and say, come and get it. Used, good radiator. Used core. Yeah, you can see which ones were wet. This guy's wet right here, and it looks like he's slinging some splatter from there. And that guy's wet over there, and he's slinging. And that guy down on the corner looks like he was slinging. So that's probably what the main slings were from. You know what I mean? But regardless, it's going to get changed because, well, it's out. And boy, was that a chore. Oh, big shouts to the wife for helping me do that, because if it wasn't for her, I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to do it myself because that was just too much to wiggle and maneuver probably. So it's what it is. But she ain't going to be here tomorrow. So when it comes to getting her back in, we may need to figure something else out. Yeah, see how it's wet around here? Like it's coming out around here too. This thing always would smell sweet for some reason. And that's probably why. But it's what it is, so guess it's time to get to work. Well, this is probably where I'll be for the next few hours because we've got a fan in front of us. We're in the garage, thankfully. And we've got this right here. We have got 40 of these bolts that we're going to have to take off. So I took the liberty and threw a little bit of juice up on these ones from down there. I got the old PB blaster right there. So I'm going to have to take all these out. That's a 1/2 inch. So hopefully Baby Chachi will be able to pull them out. I don't know. We'll try one real quick in front of you. But I don't know. Yep, just like that. Got him. It came out fairly easy. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot. You know, the crazy thing is I didn't even have to stick the wrench on the other side to break that free, because that thing's probably rotted. I don't know if I'm going to get new ones or not. I'm almost positive that one came with set, which I could go up to Menards and get some in the morning. It's not a big deal, you know. But yeah, these are probably all just pop off like that. And this, you know, probably won't get recorded because I don't know how long I'll take doing this. I could take breaks and stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm probably take a hammer and whack those out. I'm really not trying to tear this stuff up because I need these pieces down here, you know, to clamp these, and I kind of marked them a little bit with the paint marker for what I could. FD, front driver side, front, FP, front passenger side, and then I ran that marker up a couple spots, but it's hard to see because this stuff is so grody and, you know, got all that shit on there, so who knows. Might just get a box and start dumping these in, because I'm gonna have to probably take the wrench and try to crank them on the other side to see if I can get them to break free. And if they don't go, then I'm gonna have to tap them out with a hammer or something, which, like I said, I don't want to tear this stuff up, so this could be tedious because it's so old. You know, there's just corrosion and shit. And if I gotta tap them out, then I'm definitely not gonna probably reuse them. I'm probably gonna have to go to the store and get some new shit, which honestly I could just dump these in the little crevices, nook and crannies on the Cushman. And they could just sit in there. But I mean, for being 39 years old, you know, not moving. Not moving at all. Not moving. So we'll have to figure something out. Get a wrench on there or something, a big one, and crank it over. See if I can get them break free. Because they need to be broken free. What else what we got going on? We got shit in our eyes. We've got shit in our eyes because we've got this right here with the tank. We've got pretty much everything off of here, except we've got a few down here that we can't get. There's two, and then there's one that broke off in there. You see the two down there? 1, 2, yeah. This is all starting to leak, and all this crap on the floor was under there banging with a hammer trying to get them screws on. And the shit was just going in my eyes from the fan, but I've got to be careful because I do not want to. I'm trying to peel this thing off gently, but I don't want to scuff this thing up. I don't want to muck it up too much, you know what I mean? I've been beating on these two right here with a hammer trying to tap them through, but then I've got this overflow thing right here. It's kindly in the way. And this one broke off right here, so I'm trying to peel that off, but it sucks, man. It sucks, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna have to slide up under there. I got shit all over me, in my face. I've been hollering for my wife to bring me a beer, but I don't think she heard me. I'm gonna have to scream a little bit louder, if you know what I mean, but we're getting her. Hopefully by the end of the night, I'll have the new radiator hooked up to the top in the bottom, but I've got the hose still hooked up, so I'll probably like spray these out and stuff. And before I do anything, I'm gonna end up taking a hose over there and running it through and seeing if I can't just push some shit throughout the engine and make sure that everything's copacetic, because like I said, I probably need to make a run tomorrow and get one of them hoses, and she's gonna be gone, so I don't know. I'm gonna be on my own. It's gonna be dangerous, so we'll see what happens. Oh, just looking at myself on the camera because it's pointing at me and I can see what's on the screen. You know, I laugh because of my hair and shit and how rough I look. Oh man, it's been rough. It's been a rough day. It's hot, sweaty, dirty, and gritty. Look at my hair, man. It's crazy. I'm going to need to take a shower. I'm probably sunburnt from being out in the sun when I was trying to get this bitch out, but got her broke free. It's hilarious. So I got the top fill radiator cap hose thingy-bobber off. Finally, 40 bolts. I snapped one, and it's an important one because it's not coming out. It is where the neck comes out on the back that goes to the top of the engine, and I'm gonna have to do something to get that one out and replace it. I don't know. I can replace it, but there's 3 that are like shaved off and welded in there, and that kind of sucks that it was one that snapped off, because I was using Baby Chachi snapped it off. That's the sad thing, that Baby Chachi snapped it off. And of course I'm sitting there banging on the hammer with them, trying to get the bitch broke free and stuff, and next thing you know, those two aren't There's 3 total that aren't coming out that were welded in there, but whatever. Let's get our eyes on this, man. Look at how gross this thing is right here. I'll spin you around. I'll spin you around so I can see what I'm pointing. Anywho, oh, let's get the radio off real quick because we don't want no freaking. We don't want no monetization problems because this is gonna be a long one. Look at all this crap and crud in here, probably blocking the flow of this stuff. So yeah, we've had some issues in here. I'm not sure what this crap is. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's that additive stuff or it's just like the cork or the dudes had thrown water in there and you can just see this buildup. It's like, what is that stuff that you see on the bottom of sea ships and stuff like that coral buildup or whatever it is. It's all over in here. Look at that. Look at that crap. So our flow was probably having somewhat of issues. And Don says to me, make sure you check which way your flow goes. And as far as I'm concerned, let's get this fan off because we don't necessarily need it on right now. We'll at least kick her on low. I'm almost positive both look the same on this one. That's how this one looks. So that looks like it. Oh, those holes might be a little bit bigger too on that versus what these ones are. So I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's 6. Is that better than what I got? Did I get one that's not as equal? That's crazy, huh? I don't know, but yeah, these holes are all. Maybe I just clean this up. Nah, I'll put that one on in there because it's new. Now I can flip this over though because I got that thing off and it was a humdinger. It's sitting out here. I just carried it out here. It's heavy. It's probably, I don't know, 30 pounds. 25, 30 pounds. This is the one that snapped off right here. Pissed me off. And I just twisted it and it freaking snapped and it's all shaved down and stuff and welded in there. And so is this one. I'm sitting here beating the hell out of these with a hammer. And they're all 3 like that because of this guy. So that's cool. Not. Yeah. Yeah, that don't look too bad. I'll clean all this out, you know, with the hose. So I'm going to have to figure out something with this guy. Probably try to snap that off with a, you know, I'll set it up or something like that and try to whack it off and bam it out and shove something new up in there. And just clean those ones up and tap them over the side. We'll reuse them. We gotta clean all this up, all this cark and garbage. You know what I mean? Probably what's causing it. Look at all that crap. Look at all that crap in there. Trying to go with the flow in the hole, man. Clogging up my shit. So that's what's going on. That is what is going on. Oh, we're getting there. So we got this upside down sitting on here. So we got a boom. We got to take these off. Just like we did the other ones. Except this will be a little bit easier because it's standing up. And if I wanted to, I could take a bungee strap, which I probably do. Probably take a bungee and strap it down, because when I go to put the other one together, I'll probably do something similar to this, because I'll just be able to flop it back on there and shove it back, hopefully, and then, you know, build it like that. This could be an issue right here. Look at this. Look at all this is. You see all this crap? See all the crap? See how it's like wobbly? Hopefully that's not too much of an issue. I hope not, but I guess we'll find out. I mean, maybe we'll have to pull the old Peterbilt mic out and get some JB Weld out and throw it on there and see if that'll hold it. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna hope that it just holds, but if we gotta go to major extremes and fabricate some things, we will. You know, because sometimes we gotta do it when we're doing it. So that's what we'll do. And this had a weird rubber gasket on there, which this looks like that stuff that I set on, kind of. I don't think this is cardboard. Fucking cardboard. Maybe this is cork too. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have this because it's broke off and it ripped when I was doing it. So I don't know. It's weird. It was a big old like gaper. There's probably a bunch of crap that went down in there, and that's what was clogging it up. So that one looks like it's semi-clogged too. I don't know, but that's a lot less holes, more holes than what's on that one. So I'm not sure, but we'll swap them out and see what happens. Hope for the best. That's all you can do sometimes. Well, this thing is just full of crap. Crud, barnacles. Barnacles, that's what the word I was looking for, barnacles. Let's get you focused on some of this stuff. Like, there is a piece of paper or something right in there. And there's all kinds of gunk and stuff. It's insane. Look at this. It's like a chunk of rubber or something. Is that an animal? These things are like clogged completely. I'm surprised this thing wasn't constantly overheating. Yeah, it's like barnacles and shit, probably from water being in there. I don't know, because who knows what they ran back in the day. This could be the original one, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that core? I don't know. You tell me, but the one I was over there only has 4. So hopefully it does what it needs to do, but I'm sitting here and I'm whacking these bolts out. After I'd broke them all free, I'm sitting here whacking them out with a hammer, and the shit just starts fucking crumbling on me. Look at this. These ones are still stuck in there. That's from the other side. And these ones are, this shit's from the ends, and this one from the middle is just freaking crumbling apart. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to go to the store, the Menards, see if I can't get some chunk of aluminum. And then I'm going to have to take the other ones that's over there that are somewhat fresh. I'm going to have to drill them out. I'm going to have to mark them, then I'm going to have to drill them out. It's going to suck, but it's what I got to do, because I obviously can't use that shit back on there. So it's what it is, but at least everything is apart. I'll go out here real quick and show you what we've got going on. Made a little mess there. Little hose. Look how clean that thing looks. Man, God, look how clean that thing looks. Look at that shine, man. Look at that shit. Look at that damn shit. Oh, man, look at that shit. Look at that guy. He crazy. The thing is just freaking shining, boy. It look cool up there. There's the top. There's the bottom. See that cork overflow on there and stuff. Hopefully when this gets put back together, it everything goes together okay, and it seals up properly because the way that was bent, that top was kind of like that too. Like this one, look at this. This thing is not level at all. Whoa, 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 it's wavy. If you can see that. Yeah, you can see it right there. Look how wavy that is. Sorry, I bonked ya. Get a little excited. But here's the one side. Boom. Bracket. Brace. Boom. The other one. So at least we got those taken apart. So we'll finagle this out the way. And we'll get the other one. I'll flop the other one up here. And then I'll start putting it back together. Just like that. Just like that. And we'll see what happens. Not sure I'll do that tonight. I gotta go in and see what the old lady wants. She said supper's ready, but I'll need to go to the store, and I'll need to at least take one of these, because maybe I'll get, I don't know if these will come out or not. I don't want to like tear them up, but at the same time I don't want to put no weak shit on, you know what I mean? I'll take like this right here and see the thickness, and see if I can get some chunks of aluminum. Drill some holes out and make some new shit, because I'm about to fab it up. Unfortunately, this job's going to turn into one of those 2 or 3 day jobs, but it's what it is. I'll make your shit right. So, you know what we say. Until then, we will see ya. What up, folks? So, it's the next morning, and slept on the old situation. Because I needed to. I was freaking tired and beat yesterday when I was done. And I was wondering, you know, I'm curious about this crap because this one blew up on me. You know what I mean? It's kind of dark in here. There's no light. But that one blew up on me. So I thought, WTF. And these ones are kind of jacked up. Some of these bolts are still in there, a little wavy and whatnot. Can we make them work? Probably. But do we want to? I don't know. So I'm like, there's got to be something somewhere. I'll run to the Menards and see what's going on. So I run to the Menards this morning, and lo and behold, look at that. I got a, let's see what that is, 8-foot piece of this aluminum, basically the same exact stuff that's right here. And I took this and I measured it because I wanted to measure how long this was, the thickness, the width, you know, that, this and that, the whole distance. So I'm like, there's got to be something somewhere. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a bunch of shit here. I'm going to get the cart out, clean that off, everything out of there. I'm going to get that old radiator and pull it out the garage probably. And then I am going to basically, because this is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up taking this and I'm going to cut what I need to off of it. And then I'm going to stick it up here on this, and I'm going to use this as my board, and I'm going to basically clamp the two, the one on top of the other one, and I'm just going to boom, 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 drill down in there to where I get the exact same everything on there. And I'll probably end up making 2 of those because I need 2 for these. And then, because I don't think I want to use this one. I mean, I could. This one's not too bad, and the bolt's already in there. So all I gotta do is slap it on there, and then, you know, just throw those nuts back down on there, which I could do. It'd be fine. You know, same with this one. This one's a little bit warped right there, but not too bad. I just clean it up a little bit. And I mean, I could probably get by with this one, but it's, you can see this right here in that I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's crooked. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I'll start putting it back together, and if I don't like it, then I'll just, boom, I'll bust that out, and I'll just pop, pop, pop real quick. Because I don't think that should take too long. That shouldn't take too long. I got a couple clamps while I was at the store. And I've got a hardware kit that came with this one for the Green Chalk American Radiator. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if this one's that bad, and it was down in Virginia, you know, the bottom was a little bit to where you could see the garbage start to go in there. You know how salt gets into places and it starts eating things away, that white crud buildup. was on the bottom of that radiator, and I thought to myself, oh, the green truck's going to be 10 times worse, so I've got to figure it out. And that's kind of why I'm doing the blue truck first, because this is the easy one. Probably this is probably the easier of the two, so I figured I would do this one first. So it's what's going down. But yeah, the size of this, that other one's thinner than this one, so I don't know. And that one in the American Radiator is even thinner than that one, because I measured the thickness and stuff on these two, and I'm like, okay, that one seems like it's thinner than that one. And this one has the 4 rows here, you know, and that one has 6. I don't know. So it's what it is. And then I measured the one that's in here, and it I pulled it out and looked at it, and it's thinner, but whatever. So I mean, but at least I'll be able to do that. So I'll probably do that shit off camera, and then you know, I'll just bring you back when I get the new pieces done up. You know, maybe I'll time lapse one. I don't know yet. I don't know what's gonna happen, so stay tuned, I guess. Which I'm sure you're gonna keep watching, because you really want to know what's going on here and how I'm doing this, because maybe someday you'll have to do it too, and it's what you're gonna do. So welcome to the fabrication station, where we use anything and everything to get the job done. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I got this set up just like this. I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to score this so I know where I'm going to cut, like that, because this is aluminum, and you know, you could see that line. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the cutoff tool and I'm going to zip that bad boy off right there. Then once I get my piece, I'm going to stick it right here. I'm going to clamp it down and I'm going to drill through it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to cut that bad boy off real quick. So there you have it. You got brand new piece now, just like the other one. Perfect. So that's what you gotta do when you gotta do things, you know, you gotta fix stuff, you gotta fabricate. This worked perfect for a nice little table here. I knew when I was through, because I would go into the wood and it would start pulling up, so that's awesome. Now I just gotta clean my mess up and figure out how many more I need to do, because this is fantastic. Actually, I'll grab a bolt real quick and see if it'll go through. Just look at that. Just look at it. Look at that. Yeah. Get your eyes on that, folks. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. Fabricating. And you know, I was worried about this. Wasn't worried too much, but I was worried about it. I thought, man, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do that. Maybe I'm gonna have to call around, figure it out, stress out. Man, I'll figure it out. Just do it myself. What's going on, folks? We got these in here. Everything moved out. Just cleaning up the edges and stuff, getting all that cork and whatnot off. Because you know, and I'm gonna clean this all out and clean up all the paint and stuff, and probably tape some things off, like the holes closed, and wash it up real good and make sure that everything's flowing through here all right. And then I'm going to let it dry out, then I'm going to paint it, and I'm gonna do the same for this. A lot of this cork is still on, as you can see right here, okay? But the issue with this guy is if you look in here, you can see this wave going right here. And I think this is the bottom though. And honestly, there wasn't really, I don't think, anything leaking out the bottom that was super noticeable. So I'm probably going to put this on the ground and maybe heat it up a little bit and try to pound it out and just flatten it up some, because I really don't want that much of a horrible in there, if you know what I mean. So that's one thing that's going to be going on. I got everything over here taken care of for this bad unit. I got these all fabbed up and stuff. So I did basically all brand new ones, except my template is the only one that I'm keeping, because I ran out of stuff, but I was able to do everything I needed to that. Okay, now I'm going to clean this up here in a little bit. I don't know if it'll be today or maybe tomorrow, but I'm going to get all these barnacles and stuff off here. And I got some, I had to run to Archibald because didn't realize that the 83 size was bigger than the 90 size, even though on 4 states it says that it is for K100C, K100E, and Base Splat. Yeah, then they got another section, but I ordered that one for Frank. Okay, and then I had ordered the other one for Frank, so they were both for Frank, and I just thought maybe the same size as the blue truck, not the case. But this radiator never leaked. So basically it was leaking out of the cork. So basically this thing's just going to get a rebuild, and had to get over to Archibald and get some radiator tape, which I don't even know where I put shit. Oh, there it is. It's over on the table because I got a table over here with all the chalk parts and stuff. And so I went and got some cork tape because I'd talked to them before when I ran that green truck over there and checked on them, you know. So they said they had some tape because I asked them if they had a gasket that would fit, and they said no, but they had a tape. So there's the brackets and stuff. I'll probably take those and take them out and clean them up too and paint them. So we're putting something fresh back in there. But yeah, and when I was over there, he was like, well, because I told him how there's barnacles and stuff like that on there, you know. And he's like, well, if you want to. And honestly, that's like the old cork is what I'm thinking. Because there was a lot of extra stuff around there. And that's kind of what it looks to seem to be, what it is. And I've got a comb here so I could comb out anything, you know, any spots. But this thing was never leaking, so I'm not worried about this radiator, because there's actually a tag down here for when this thing was put in, whenever it was, you know. I don't know when, but it's obviously got some stuff on it. So I'm thinking it was replaced sometime along the line. I don't know, you know, but it's what it is. So because I don't have this gasket either down here, I got that tape, so I'll just be able to tape that off and cut what I need to out of it and fab it up to where it's good. But yeah, this right here is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right there, boom, look at that. And it's just a handful right there in the middle, and that's about it. But this was the bottom, and like I said, it never leaked. It was mostly the top that was leaking out of the stuff. And then I'll probably take this guy right here. There's 2 bolts right here. Try to lube those up and take those off and recork that, because it looks like, if you can see, it was spitting out of here. Okay, and over time that shit just happens when trucks sit like that. So it's one of those things where I'm not like, you know, I'm not pissed off that the radiator that I have sitting over here won't fit it. It's fine. I'll just sell it or something, or keep it around. That's not a big deal that I have an extra radiator just in case something happens, because once that green truck gets flip-flopped and everything gets taken care of on it, to where at least, you know, we can start running again or do what we want to with it, we're gonna haul ass. So it's what it is. And if I need to, I know how to pull the shit and swap it out. It's not a big deal. This really isn't that big of a deal. It's not that hard of a job like I was freaking out about, thinking, oh, I can't do this, I should really take it to shop. No, I can do it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. The hardest thing probably was pulling it and getting it out, and like lifting it down on the Cushman was the most stressful thing, because I didn't want it to fall down, smash anything, you know, anything like that, and hurt my wife. Didn't want to hurt my wife. So other than that, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of something that I needed to do to get back in the flow of things. Sorry about that. So it's what it is. I'm not mad. But yeah, I'm going to keep plugging away on this. I'm just trying to show you some progress, because I'm not, you know, filming all of this every step, every minute of me doing detail or inside stuff. But I will show you this real quick. Basically what I'm doing is I've got a razor blade here on this, and I'm just kind of scraping, you know, and cleaning this up like so, to peel that cork off and whatnot on both sides. That's what I was doing, because I want to get all that crap off and stuff. So that's basically all you have to do. You know, and you might, you know, when I was over there, I asked the guy, I said, do you guys use any solvent or anything? Because he's like, yeah, yeah, basically that's all I'm doing. Blah, I'm blubbing now. I'm blubbing around. He said you can take a rod and stick down in there clean, because I asked him about this crap that was on here. So you take a rod and shove down there, but you could cause leaks. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. And he says, well, just take water with a brush or something. So I've got a brass brush, which should be okay, that I'm just going to probably maybe spray some degreaser on or some shit like that, and just go through and kind of clean that up, or just use water so I can get that clean. And then I've got to go through here and scrape all the cork off of it still, you know. But all my brackets and stuff are brand new, so it's basically a rebuild kit on the old Radiator. Then we got to get her back in, then we'll go through, you know. And before I do that, I'm going to go through there with a hose and try to blow everything out and make sure everything's flowing through there and I don't have any blockages, because I did see a bunch of rust and shit coming down, and I thought, man, I wonder if there's a blockage somewhere to where it's pushing water back, you know. Kind of like the issue with that trucker style Sean had when he had to go through his stuff and clean it out. This truck I've never done anything to besides have them drain it and put new coolant in. When I had my service in DOT before I first started running and stuff, I had green in there, but they had dumped a bunch of water. And when I had picked it up for Virginia and drove it back, and I was like, no. Luckily it sat over winter, and I had tested it before, and I didn't have, the block didn't freeze up or anything like that on me. So I had them drain it and put the red in, and then I've always had red in there. And I've always had somewhat of a leak, probably out of one of the spots from the corks, because those bolts, they get all this stuff. Got like all that salt and crap build up in there. So all these holes are basically wider than what they were before, and that's why that one just crumbled to pieces. And you know, that thing just, as soon as I started hitting the bolt, that thing was just, it was just falling apart and stuff, and it was really weak, and it just didn't hold up. So, and that's what happens with aluminum over time when that gets in that salt and stuff. So it's what it is. But you know, just changing some things around in here, making her better, and doing what we gotta do. So, and I'll drag this project out for as long as I want to be honest with you, as long as I get that. You know, I'll jack the cab down. It's not a big deal. Or back up to whatever, if I have to, which I don't need to. It can sit like that. I've got a couple straps on there holding it, just in case it gets windy or anything. I figured I'd throw a couple straps on there just to hold it up to be safe. But yeah, it's not a big deal. It can sit there for as long as it needs to like that. If I know it's going to rain, I'll throw a baggie over my shifter and stuff like that, and I'll cover up the hole where the shifter goes in on the cab. That way nothing like that happens, and I don't have any issues there. But yeah, it can get wet. It's not going to kill it if it gets wet if it rains, and it's not supposed to rain until Friday-ish, and it's only Wednesday-ish right now, so I'll have all day tomorrow to do what I got to do. I'm gonna probably just, you know, I'm gonna try to get everything cleaned up and painted right now today. That way tomorrow morning I can come out to the garage and basically assemble it back up. That way hopefully tomorrow afternoon I can get it back in the truck. That's what I'd like. That's my goal. And then maybe put the cab back down. But while it's up, I may pull that wooden shit off. If not, it's not a big deal, because it can, you know, I can jack it back up anytime. But I'm just kind of taking care of the things I need to make sure that it's good. So it's good, you know, we'll make sure it's good. But other than that, I mean, so far it's so good. No issues, no big deal. And just going through the motions, besides it not being a, and I'm sitting there earlier stewing about the thing, because I'd put this one back out around the corner. So I thought, even though it's not bad, I'll still change it out anyway. So then I go back to that one, and I'm like, the gaskets, blah blah, because I'd ordered a 40-hole gasket before I wanted to do anything with that one, not realizing this was a 44-hole, because I never measured this one up at all. Okay, I just thought, oh, I've got 2 radiators coming. I'll have either a backup radiator in a box for the shelf for the green truck, or I can throw it in the blue truck. And then the blue truck started having issues to where it was blowing out the seal and some things. So there's probably a clog in there is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll pull it and throw that other one in there because I got it. Well, not realizing that the size difference is different. You know, I never measured it or anything like that. I just thought, oh, I got another one coming, I'll be able to slap it in there. So my bad for not doing a little bit more research, but at the same time, it's really not that big of a deal to me, so it's what it is. Just got an extra rad, or I know some people that might need one of these days, and I'll say, hey, I got one. You know, I got one sitting in the garage in a box that you can have for a certain price. So it's what it is. I'm gonna get back to doing this, and then we'll catch back up with you when we start putting her back together or getting her painted up and stuff like that. Probably when I go to assemble it back up, I may check back in with you after I get everything painted up and stuff like that, because it's just me spraying some spray paint and primer and stuff on the stuff. So it's what it is. It's really not that big of a deal. So, well, here's an update for today. I'm probably going to shut her down here because I feel like it. Washed that up. That's the top fill for Radiator. Cleaned it up a little bit, you know, like I said I was going to. Washed it up, did the best I could. Washed this up, top and bottom, both sides. Went through and booshed all the way through the Raj too. Let it sit, blew some air through it, this and that, you know, blase splat. Cleaned all the barnacles out of here the best I could. That's about as good as it's gonna get. There's still some in there, but I took this little orange, he's out there somewhere, little orange spiky, and made sure that I opened up all these. Now some of these had some shit in there to where it was clogged. I'm not going to stick anything down in there because that could cause a hole. I'll just let it do its own thing. Maybe one of these days it'll clean itself out. If not, then one or two ain't gonna kill nobody. But this is the bottom. Remember how rippled and bent up that pan was when I showed you when we were over there? Check this bad boy out now. Just pounded him out. I'd left this thing sit in the sun for a while. Look at how straight that thing is. That is the side that was crooked, and that side is not crooked anymore. Look at that, man. Look at that damn shit. Man, your boy done whacked him. What I did was I washed him up, cleaned him off and stuff. I had cleaned and put a new gasket on here. I've unfortunately only had to double, you know what I mean? So what I did was I had cut in around here when I put them in, and then I bam, put them in there. So, you know, I gooped them up a little bit with some window sealant and then stuck them in there. So hopefully that'll be okay and it won't leak and we won't have no issues. But yeah, that's a new cork right there, and I just hand tightened it. I didn't get too excited, you know what I mean? Because I don't think any of this stuff you need to get too excited with. And I think that's probably what happened with these. I don't think you need to torquelate this stuff down too much. I think it's just probably like somewhat of a oil filter, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of hand crank it until you can't get it no more, and then you just kind of give it one handful ugga-dugga, and that's it. But look how straight that is. This was the side that was so crooked, so that is one thing that's nice. It's not going to be as bad. So when I do go to put all this stuff together, this is all going to straighten out probably because of that being straight. So, you know, and I may get something to put some kind of clamp later just to try to flatten that out a little bit. But once I get those my new shit, you know, my damn new shit right here, they'll straighten all that out. So it's what it is for today. Shutting her down because we got other things we're going to do. Still nice out. It's a little after 4. It's just what it is, you know. It's just what it is. I don't want to kill myself. Like I said, this project, it doesn't matter how long it lasts. It can last for as many days as I want it to last. So it's what it is. I don't care. I don't care. But that's the progress for now. Day 2. Hope by tomorrow, day 3, we'll have everything put back together probably. I can almost guarantee that, because I'll come out first thing in the morning and I'll just start putting things, you know, I'll put the bottom on. I'm honestly going to wait to paint until I have everything put together, and then I'm going to spray some paint on it. I don't think I'll do the radiator because it had some kind of like paint on it, and I don't want to like paint and get a bunch of clogged up in there and then have, you know, clogged up in there from paint. So I'll just paint what I need to, tape it off, paint what I need to, and then the things that are important, and then start slapping that bad boy together, because I want to put it together because I got things marked on it too. You know, I don't want to sit there and put that and paint the shit and then not remember where things go or how many bolts over they go, because I've got specific stuff marked on that bottom pan for where the feet go in, the bolts go in. You know, I've got specific stuff marked, so I'm not going to paint until I get it all put back together. So tomorrow I'll start assembling it back together, and then maybe Otto's gonna come over tomorrow because he's buying a flatbed truck, and if he does, I'll just say, hey buddy, give me a hand real quick because I know my wife don't want to. So I'll have him help me do some shit, and then I'll slap that bad boy back in, maybe, if I'm lucky. I don't know, we'll see what's going on. But that's it for today.